Good morning. Thanks for joining me at Coffee with Corey. I'm going right into the real estate item this week because I had a question from a buyer. Last week, if you were with me, you know that we talked about the fees that lenders can charge and how that relates to the interest rate that you're able to get on your loan. And one of the people that was watching last week sent me a message and said, hey, well, I've been told that you can actually have the seller pay for your closing costs. Well, so wouldn't that just kind of be the best of both worlds? Because then you can have the seller pay for your closing costs, you can still get the lowest interest rate. And the point that I always mention to my buyers is that whether you get the seller to pay for your closing costs or whether you don't, you're still paying for them. The easiest way is to talk about it with numbers. So if you're buying a $200,000 house and your closing costs to get your loan are going to be in the range of $5,000, you can offer that seller $200,000 and have them pay $5,000 in closing costs. But really, in reality, you could have paid $195,000 for that house and not have the seller pay for your closing costs. So really what you're doing as a buyer, if you do that, is you're financing your closing costs. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You're just not getting the seller to pay for your closing costs and getting them to their bottom dollar. Because as a seller, really what you're looking for is, what am I walking away with this transaction? You know, as a seller, whether I'm selling it for $195,000 and not paying any of the buyer's closing costs, or whether I'm selling it for $200,000 and paying $5,000 of their closing costs, my bottom line is the same. So it's really important to kind of understand how those numbers work. And like I stress almost every week, deal with a real estate professional that you know and trust, deal with a mortgage lender that you know and trust, and then they can guide you through that process, because there's a lot of numbers flying around. So also, if you join me on a weekly basis, you know that I talk about a lot of my buddies, a lot of the people I grew up with, and this week is no different, because I want to give a shout out to Chuck. Had not seen you for a while, my friend. I hope you're having coffee with me this morning. It was so much fun this last week. Actually, it was last weekend. I was standing outside of an establishment talking to a couple of other people, and all of a sudden I feel this arm around my shoulder, and there you were. And it was fun to catch up with you again, even if it was only for a few minutes. And after I chatted with you, I knew that I wanted to bring this up on Coffee with Corey, because I still have the t-shirt, one of the t-shirts. I think you guys ran several of them for the house that you guys lived in, the beef unit. And I'm gonna show a little snippet of that t-shirt, because if you know what's on the back of that t-shirt, you know. And I'm not showing the back of it, but maybe somebody that sees this post or this episode will. But nonetheless, those were good times. All of the folks that we gathered with at your house and then at our house in Vermilion. Those were some special times, and it's so great to be able to talk about some of those old times, but moreover, talk about the wonderful families that we've all been blessed with, and how things have kind of turned out for us. So good to see you again, Chuck, and I hope you're joining me and with everybody else here at Coffee with Corey. We'll see you next week.